Pay Pete. Pay him. I hope that bookie's got some cash socked away in a sock drawer somewhere. Or maybe a shoebox. Needs to find it, though. Shout out to Colby. I'm assuming they're home and safe. But that fool drove up to Kentucky to go to the Kentucky Derby. He's out there hobnobbing. Hobnobbing with the rich folk. Drinking mint juleps. And some overpriced bourbon. But seriously, I was jealous. I would love to go to a Kentucky Derby. Just, you know, just like bucket list type thing. I believe he also, like me, bet on Mystic Dan to win the Kentucky Derby, and I think he won too. My only regret is I didn't put more money on Mystic Dan, and I almost did. Shout out to Uncle Lou too, because it was about maybe in 2 hours before the race was supposed to start, and he sent a message that said, "If you don't bet on the Kentucky Derby, you're dead to me." and I, for some reason, I thought the Kentucky Derby was on Sunday, not Saturday. So he reminded me that it was coming on. Otherwise, I would have never made a bet, because I had fully planned on betting on it. I just got the days mixed up. But anyway, so as soon as he said that, I went on the site, and like I knew I wasn't going to bet a lot of money because I don't know shit about horse racing, right? So my strategy was, at first, when I started filling out the bet slip, I picked Mystic Dan to win, and I was going to bet $25 on one horse, and the odds were 20-1 on him, or 21-1. Then after I put that in there, I was like, you know what? I probably should spread this $25 out, give myself a better chance to win since the odds are so good, or the odds pay out a lot. So I decided to spread it out over 3 horses. I did Mystic Dan. Well, I forget the other 2 horses' names now. But it was number 3, 5, and 6. Mystic Dan was number 3. I picked 2 horses that were 20-1 odds, and 1 horse that was 30-1 odds. And I put $10 on the 20-1 odd horses and $5 on the 30-1 odds horse for a total of 25. Now, obviously, if any 3 of those win, I get paid. And one of them did. So a $10 bet won me $210. So, well, you minus the 10 that you bet. You get the point. I won $200 on the damn Derby. Not only that, I went on a betting run like I've never gone on before, from Friday through Sunday. I couldn't lose. Well, I was making 6 and 7 bets on every single NBA game as they were happening, and winning the vast majority of them. So the luck will run out soon, I'm sure. But $506 ain't bad for a week. I'll take it. Does kind of sound like Yanni, doesn't it? Anyway, what'd you guys do this weekend? I couldn't have imagined a better weekend for me. I mean, it was like my dream weekend. I got to sit around in bed and watch sports all weekend, Kentucky Derby, NBA basketball. Went out to Cinco de Mayo lunch yesterday, had some tacos and tequila. What else did I do? Oh, I went and shot some guns on Saturday. I mean, we got some rain, which was a big deal to me because I'm tired of watering my lawn. I mean, it couldn't have gone any better. I went looking at houses. I'm moving soon. Well, that's good. You're getting away from those meth dealers that live next door to you. It's a good idea. Quick update real quick. Of course, we talked about this last week. Last Wednesday, I called live on the air and made my reservation for me and Mrs. Peete for the Slav Olympics 2025 Carnival Cruise. Here's the information that you all need to reserve your room. I'm not going to go through it step by step. Screenshot this. I mean, when I called to make the reservation last week on the air, I had this pulled up in front of me, and that's all I needed. You know, she asked me what the group name was. I told her what the group name was. She asked me what the booking number was. I gave her the booking number. She said, okay, here's your choices. Give me your credit card. Have a good day. Thank you. It was that easy. And of course, the best part of this is the fact that you can go ahead and reserve or book your room. And if for some reason between now and December 15th, something comes up, you decide you can't go, I don't know, your dog dies, your wife leaves you, your kid, needs a new car, I don't know. But whatever reason you decide you can't go, you just call them and say, hey, this is John Doe, bro, and I need to cancel my my booking, and they'll refund you your money 100%. So there you go. Oh, and I believe it's this Wednesday. Traveling Fools is going to go live around 10 p.m. I hope I got the day right. And he's going to have somebody called Controversial. Hold on now. I think this is the guy's name on YouTube. Controversial Cruising. I guess the guy's got like a cruise YouTube channel. Maybe we should try to see if we can pull him up. I didn't even try to look that guy up. But anyway, he's going to be on the Traveling Fool show. I'm going to try to hop on there as well. And he's going to give us all the information that us amateur cruisers need to know about getting the most amazing and fantastic experience out of your cruise that you can possibly get. You know. And shout out to Fools for doing that. Controversial cruising. Look at this. I'm assuming this is the guy. I don't know who else it would be other than this guy. Controversial Cruising. We're a cruise and travel community that loves talking cruising. There you go. He's got a video here about a nude cruise, which sounds very interesting. I will not be attending the nude cruise. Our cruise is you have to be wearing clothing. At the very least, a bikini. As a matter of fact, I think a bikini is probably like the preferred attire on most cruises. So yeah, there you go. Controversial cruising. I don't know why it's controversial. I'll have to ask him that. Slim Shady could have easily bet on the Derby. If he really thought Mystic Dan was going to win, all he had to do was place a bet on him. And he would have got paid just like Peete did. It was so easy. It was so easy. It was almost just like walking down the street and finding a $200 bill just laying on the street and picking it up. That's how easy it was. No Speedos. Slim said he's going to wear a Speedo. Take the T-Wolves plus 5.5 in the next 6.5. What? I am going to take the T-Wolves probably. Look, here's what I've been doing. And then as long as it's working, I'm not changing what I'm doing. Okay. Now, I'm not claiming I have some kind of secret formula and figured it out, because that's just retarded. Betting is just luck, and that's all it is. But there is a strategy I have that's working, and I'm sticking to it. 80% of my bets on these basketball games, I'm live betting the game. I'm not betting before the game starts. Now, I have placed a couple of bets before the game. Won some, lost some. But the vast majority of the money that I've won betting on the NBA over the past 10 days or whatever is live betting. Which is harder than it sounds, because you've got to actually the line and the over-under line, the actual spread itself and the over-under, the point total, is changing like every 3 seconds. So you've really got to be like on your game if you're live betting. If you want to get the odds that you want, you've got to be staring at your phone pretty much constantly to find the line you want before you make the bet. Otherwise, 3 minutes later, it might be a completely different line that's not in your favor. If that makes sense. Lou paid Nate a cut. Peete should pay Slim. I didn't let Slim make picks for me. I made my own picks with my own money. Like I said, if Slim wanted to bet on the horse race, he could have bet on the horse race. I ain't stopping him. Stop it. Get out of here with that.
I still love you, but I don't like you, bro.
And also, hot take, Uncle Lou should not have gave Nate any money. Nate didn't put up a single dollar in that bet. That was all Lou's money. That's like somebody coming up to me and say, "Hey, Pete, I'd like you to place a bet for me." Okay, what do you want? All right, give me the Wolves at +5 tonight. I'm like, okay. And then they go, but we're using your money though. Oh, so you want me to bet my money for you? So if we lose, I lose my money. You don't lose anything. But if we win, I've got to give you the money? No. Wrong. No. I mean,
Okay, do I sound stoned to you right now? Okay, do I sound stoned to you right now?
How dare you? How dare you?
I want to make all my bets that way. Hey, does somebody want to make a bet on the game tonight for me? Here's the only catch. We got to use your money, but if we win, you got to pay me. Yeah, in other cruise news, it sounds as if our girl TK might be changing her tune. See, some of these people you got to browbeat. You got to beat them into submission, right? You got to beat TK into submission. We had to beat Celine into submission, just to completely guilt and shame them into making a booking on the cruise. You know, not everybody is just like, hey, yeah, I'd love to go. I'm going to book a room. No, you got some people. They need abused. They need abused into doing the right thing. You know, not all abuse is bad abuse. Sometimes people need to be told what they need rather than what they want. It's called tough love. Next time I see Slim, hey Slim, I'll buy you a beer on me, buddy, and we'll do a toast. Here's to Mystic Dan. Cheers. All right, so speaking of that, let's see what we got tonight. We got two games tonight. We've got the first game of the series, the Indiana Pacers at the New York Knicks. The Knicks favored by 6 right now, over under at 217.5. Anybody who's been betting on these games or even just paying attention to the lines, I would say probably over 80% of these NBA playoff games have gone over. Or the vast majority of them have. Which is one reason I've done so well this past couple of weeks, is because I'm mostly hammering the over, especially if it drops during the game. Anyway, I like the Knicks there. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. I don't really want the Knicks at -6, but if at some point during the first or second quarter that drops down to -3 or close to even, or maybe even the Pacers become favored at some point during the game, then I'll bet the Knicks. I want a better line than that. Same thing goes with the over-under. Then we got the T-Wolves at the Nuggets at 10 p.m. or 10:10 p.m. Timberwolves favored. No, I'm sorry. Nuggets favored by 5.5. Over under 206.5. I probably will go ahead. Well, as soon as this guy pays me, which I'm still waiting on, by the way. As soon as that guy pays me for last week, I'll go ahead and make a bet on the over 206.5. Look, anything under 210 is pretty much money in the playoffs. I mean, if I lose that bet, it was still a good bet. But I do like the Wolves in that one. What is your opinion on Drake versus Kendrick beef? So I don't know a whole lot about it. All I heard, I've been seeing people post about it for the past 2 weeks or whatever on Twitter machine. one day it's, oh my God, did you hear Drake's diss verse against Kendrick? And then the next day it's, oh, Kendrick, he didn't wasted no time. He came out and had a diss track against Drake. Back and forth. This goes on for 2 weeks. But anyway, eventually what I did is I finally clicked on one of them. I think Kendrick Lamar is actually the one that I clicked on. Like, he actually posted whatever his latest diss track was against Drake. Now look, I don't know anything about this, and honestly, I really don't care. But here's what I do know: I never understood, and this is just a generational thing. I don't understand Drake's music. I know he's a superstar, and millions and millions of people love him and his music. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it at all. I think it's terrible. On the other hand, I do like Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I'm not like his #1 fan or anything, but I do like his music. So that's all I know. And I know he accused Drake of being a pedophile or something. I don't. Of course, that's true for every celebrity these days, huh? Mumble rappers, exactly. I just assume listen to this fucking shitty music that we're listening to right now than listen to Drake. You know what? I would rather listen to this shitty music we're listening to right now than listen to Drake. Not almost, I would. Plus, ain't nobody scared of a Canadian. Drake's Canadian, isn't he? Man, stop it. Canadians out here trying to act tough. The fuck? No one has ever said in the history of ever, oh man, don't mess with that guy, he's Canadian. Yeah, Kendrick's from Compton, yeah. The 2-point Ohio. Pete, don't do that hotline bling. What does that mean? What does that mean? What is a hotline bling? Is that some kind of betting term, or did your autocorrect fuck up or something? I don't even know what that means. It might be good advice if I knew what it meant. Oh, it's a song? Yeah. Is that a Drake song? Again, I don't know. I'm sure if like one of his biggest hits came on the radio, I would recognize what it sounds like, but I don't know a single name to a single Drake song. Not one. When that hotline bling, that only means one thing? What? In other news, how many of you had a chance to watch the Tom Brady roast? No, I didn't watch it. I have seen several clips from it, though. A lot of Aaron Hernandez jokes, a lot of suicide jokes, which here's the thing. Do they not tell some of these people what a roast is before the roast happens? The amount of people I saw crying on Twitter about every joke that was made. I mean, God, Jesus Christ, man. It's a roast. Oh, you shouldn't joke about that. Hey, I got an idea. If watching the roast offends you, don't watch the roast. It's pretty much that simple. Oh yeah, Tom Brady's one of them too. Yeah, he got pissed off about the Robert Kraft massage parlor joke, which is one of the best jokes of the night. It was Tom Brady being roasted. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but from what I saw, it looked pretty funny. No, it's weird because Tom Brady didn't seem to be bothered by at all about the jokes that were being made about him. But for some reason, he didn't like it whenever they made fun of Robert Kraft. Which, by the way, it's not like a situation where we don't know what happened. I mean, the guy was on video getting jerked off by illegal sex workers. So he did it. What, now we can't joke about it? Let me tell you something. Everybody's got a different sense of humor, but nothing is funnier than a 78-year-old man getting jerked off by, you know, some 20-year-old Asian person in a massage parlor. I mean, it's weird and creepy, but it's still funny. I mean, Robert Kraft is a billionaire. He could have had, like, literally any high-dollar hooker he wanted, but no, he chose to go to some seedy place in a fucking strip mall with illegal sex workers to get a handy. I mean, that just goes to show you that rich people, they might be, but they're not all smart. All right. Let's get rid of this terrible music. Welcome to the show, sir.
Why is it Robert Kraft is creepy, but Hugh Hefner's a pimp?
That's a good point. Well, because Hugh Hefner was open about it. He's like, look, yeah, I'm old. The only reason these girls are with me is because I got money and I'm making them money in Playboy. I've got 5 girlfriends at one time. They all sleep in the bed with me at night. What are you going to do about it? You know? So every man in the world's like, this is my hero. You know? Meanwhile, Robert Kraft is a billionaire. He's going to, you know, strip malls to get handies. It's like, bro.
Yeah, you would expect something a little more, what's the term, high-end.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't think Robert Kraft to be, you know, in between Little Caesars and Starbucks.
Yeah, I mean, he's got connections. He could have had a bunch of Russian hot women flown over from Russia and partied till the sun came up in some, presidential suite somewhere. But no, he went to a strip mall instead.
Yeah. Nobody
Dummy.
mad at Jack Nicholson either.
What'd he do?
I mean, same thing. He had, it was like his 80th birthday on a boat with, a dozen and a half 20-year-olds.
Of course he did.
But it's Jack Nicholson. He's a fucking pimp.
Yeah, you're right. Certain people can get away with it.
I guess Robert Kraft ain't one of those certain people.
I said the same thing about, when guys are rock stars, and they're out, sleeping with all kinds of different women every night and flaunting it around and singing about it and, just being very open about it. Like, nobody cares. But then if a professional athlete goes out and sleeps with some random girl, then it's like, oh, he's a terrible person. He's a predator. It's like, what?
I mean, Keith Richards' current wife is younger than his granddaughter.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird.
Nobody cares. Now, granted, you kind of expect certain things out of Keith Richards.
Well, whatever he's doing, I need to do. He looks like he's 30 years old. The guy's like 80.
No, he looks terrible.
Not for his age, he doesn't.
He looks like he's 170. Stop it.
No, he doesn't.
Yes. The Rolling Stones all look fucking terrible.
No.
Which, now, to be fair, Mick Jagger has looked terrible for 100 years.
I'm thinking of Mick Jagger, aren't I? Who am I thinking of? I think I might be thinking of. Maybe not Keith Richards.
All the Rolling Stones. Yeah, Keith Richards, member of the Rolling Stones, and they all look fucking ancient. Because they are.
I don't know. They're still running around the stage, jumping around with their shirt off like they're 20.
Yeah, they are. Now Keith Richards, he goes to Switzerland like every 6 months and gets a complete blood transfusion. So that's probably part of how he's.
Oh, is he one of those people that's getting baby's blood injected into him?
No. He goes and basically gets an oil change. They take out all of his blood and put in all new blood.
Yeah, that sounds completely healthy and nothing to worry about there. I mean,
maybe for the person that gets some of his blood. There's some old Dutch guy sitting around throwing wooden clogs at people.
Getting
trying to grab the ass of 20-year-olds.
Getting multiple blood transfusions a year, I can't even believe that would be legal. I guess anything's legal if you have enough money.
Yeah, right.
But they're always, there's a blood shortage, donate blood here, donate blood that, save a life today. And meanwhile, Keith Richards is out there just, taking people's blood for no reason because he wants to look younger.
I guess.
That's weird.
Then again, all the shit he does, it's probably good to get your system flushed out every once in a while.
I could probably use an oil change. My blood's tainted. Probably ruined.
Yeah, you probably have a permanent 0.05 blood alcohol level.
Yeah. If they took my blood at one of those blood drives, they'd probably run it through a scanner and be like, we can't use this.
I haven't been able to give blood for about 8 years because they say you can't give blood within a year of getting a tattoo.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Boy, is there supposed to be ink in your blood or something?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there is, to a certain extent, there is forever because, the reason tattoos look old and faded after a while is because your body's breaking them down, so some of that ends up in your bloodstream.
Well, a lot of the reason is because of the sun. The sun fades it over time, and you lose the top layers of your skin. Oh. I don't know. I'm not a doctor or a tattoo expert, but.
Well, it's basically like the reason laser tattoo removal works. It's basically just expediting the process of what your body does anyway.
Well, it's just ultraviolet light, isn't it?
No. It's more than that. Like I said, your body's continuously trying to break down the ink because it's like anything else. It's something foreign.
Yeah, it's a foreign thing. Your body tries to expel it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some tattoos on some people that definitely need to be expelled sooner than later.
Hey man, you got a couple that look like they were done in a jailhouse.
No, I like mine. I don't care what anyone else thinks about them. I'm actually going to probably add to them. Like the ones on my arms, I want to fill in around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I'll eventually do one day, but
You can get that one on your back covered up.
no, never.
That one looks like it was done on Bubba's bunk.
That was actually done at a tattoo parlor.
Hey man, I've had some that look bad too. I got it covered up.
Yeah,
Everybody ends up with them.
I don't think it looks bad though. You think it looks bad?
Potato, potato.
Yeah. I loved on Delta 8 THC gummies. I couldn't imagine what I would test or not love. Oh, that reminds me. One of the reasons that TK was hesitant to come on the cruise is because she needs her medicine, quote unquote medicine.
Okay, do I sound stoned to you right now?
And so she's worried about bringing weed on the boat. All she has to do, TK, if you're listening, sometimes she listens but can't comment because she's working or whatever, or she listens later. TK, if you're listening, here's what you need to do. I know you guys have some weed gummies at that weed store you work at. So get whatever the strongest weed gummies that you guys offer is. Go get a bottle of gummy vitamins from Publix. Dump those out and just replace the vitamins with the with the weed gummies, and then they won't know the difference. They're not stopping you from bringing vitamins on the ship. Problem solved. I'm a problem solver.
Now, would that work for me having to go through TSA?
Probably.
Oh, I found out something interesting Friday.
What?
I'm off the no-fly list, and I didn't even know it.
Huh? Explain.
Well, one of the credentials I have to get in some of the places that we go is TWIC card, TWIC, Transportation Workers Identification Credential. That is a TSA background check. I never even thought about it.
Did they ever give you an explanation about why you were on the list in the first place?
No. All I did was get the form, and then I called and talked to somebody. Because it was actually, I was talking to one of the guy, our safety guy at work about it. And he said, well, if you've gotten your TWIC card, then that'll get you off the list automatically because TSA is running a background check on you then. So if you're on there mistakenly.
I still have a theory. I could be totally off here. I still have a theory, though, that you're like me, you buy a bunch of guns. Yeah. And so every time you buy a gun, unless you're buying it through a personal sale, you're getting an FBI background check. And I think you buy a certain amount of guns, and especially a certain amount of certain types of guns, then the FBI might just go ahead and just throw you out, just go ahead and flag your name. And then just make you jump through the hoops to get yourself off that list.
And I thought the same thing because probably 7 or 8 years ago, I ordered some parts, we'll call it.
Yeah.
From a company based in Russia.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah. Especially that time frame. You said 7 or 8 years ago. That puts us right in that time where Russia bad.
Well, not particularly at the time, because let's say 7 or 8 years ago, you're talking, 2016, 15, right in that time area.
Yeah, and what was going on at that time?
Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing went on in 2016 that you can remember.
Well, I mean, plenty went on in 2016, but not with Russia.
Did you forget the election and all of the, you know?
This was before the election. It was before November.
Okay.
I lumped that into 17 and forward because, I mean, the election was in November. But maybe you're right. Who knows?
I mean, if they've been listening to the Midday show for the past 3 years, they definitely put you on the no-fly list just from the shit you've said on here alone.
Yeah. The shit I've said on here has been pretty mild, if I'm just being honest.
Well, I agree, but I'm not the FBI. Oh, man.
If y'all knew half of what I really think, all y'all would fucking hate me.
I wouldn't.
Well, I know you wouldn't, but there are certain ones, which they probably hate me
I
anyway.
probably hate you anyway. If I had $1 for every time, it's like, you know, people get mad when I bring Nate on the show. People, you know, I don't like Volusia, fuck that communist. I don't like Slim Shady. Well, I don't know why you have, like, newsflash, I don't care. If I have them on, there's a reason for it. So.
Because of my high entertainment value.
Well, you're entertaining to me, and this is my show, so that's all I can say. Volusia's entertaining to me. All these people, look, anybody who's not entertaining to me, I won't let them on.
Right.
It's
I don't
pretty
think
much that.
Davey finds me
Oh.
entertaining.
News flash update here. I got a real time update here. Hold on. The bookie just paid Peete.
Great, now Pete can pay me.
Now I have the funds to, you know, recklessly gamble for the next 7 days.
Just to put it out there in the ether for everybody listening, since me and you were talking about this the other day, not on the show. Both I called to find out and Joey Foster called to find out. Now, me and Pete are going to get the drink package on this ship anyway, but if you do get it and you hit your 15 drink limit, you are cut off for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Just put that information out there to anybody.
Listen, here's the thing about that. Can I and will I possibly drink more than 15 drinks in 24 hours on the ship? Probably yes. But I understand why they have to put a limit on it. Otherwise, they're going to lose money.
Oh, yeah.
So, to me, it's not that big of a deal. After the 15 drinks, if I'm still in a condition where I still need to drink more, there's other ways to find alcohol on a ship other than buying it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I've already got a plan because I know not a single day will my wife come close to that 15 drink minimum or limit.
I mean, I probably will. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there's nothing to do on the ship. I mean, I'll probably be drinking Bloody Marys with breakfast and, you know, a nightcap at the end of the night and everything in between. But if I get up to 15 drinks and it's, you know, only 9 or 10 o'clock at night and I want to keep partying, I'll just go to my room and make myself a drink.
Right.
You just got to prepare. There's a liquor store on the ship, a tax-free one. Yeah.
I'm going to prepare that way. Plus, I know my wife will still have 10 of them available, and she'll be toasty.
At the very worst possible situation, you have to I might have to say, hey, so and so, buy me a drink, and I'll just give them the cash, and they buy me the drink. You know.
Right.
So I'm not worried about it. I am getting the drink package though.
I am too. Because I do still think I'll probably come out cheaper that way.
You definitely will.
I mean, not by much. I mean, by their own advertisement, maybe like 10% cheaper.
Will Mark Rogers get his 15 limit? Yeah, I don't think he drinks.
Actually, I think Mark does.
Does he?
I think so. Now, I don't know if he's as well versed as you or I, but I don't think he's a rank amateur either.
Oh, yeah, see, I had no idea. I don't know. I just, for some reason, I guess I just assumed that he didn't because he's so buttoned up, but, you know, that doesn't mean anything.
Right. Well, I've only met Mark Rogers once.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting him. I know you have a different opinion of him because you have met him than maybe me. But I'm still looking forward. I'm shocked that he went ahead and booked a cruise. Because I mean, I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it. Like he must have just watched the Lunch Money show or somebody's show and found out about it. I don't know how he found out about it.
Well, I mean, Joey talked about it. Joey's wife isn't going, and needed somebody to split the room with, so he called Mark, and Mark was like, "Hell yeah."
That's a good point. Let the Big Dog Eat says, yes, drink package is a plus when you have a wife that does not drink a lot. Yeah, because then she can order drinks for you. If she only drinks 3 drinks a day and you drink 20, she can order drinks for you.
Exactly.
Mark Rogers is actually a good guy. Yeah, I've done business with Mark in the past. We used to do shows together. Yeah, I like him. I think he's a good guy too. I mean, obviously, we're not like best friends or anything, but as far as I can tell, he's a pretty stand-up guy. I don't know. Never did me wrong.
Big Elvis fan.
Huh?
Big Elvis fan.
Oh, he loves Elvis.
Yeah. And if you follow Mark Rogers' Twitter, you and him and me as well see eye to eye about a lot of things in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's really no secret, and he hasn't made it a secret. He's a Christian conservative, so his views align pretty much along that line, and I agree with a lot of the things he thinks. Some of the things I don't, but that's the same with you.
Right.
Like me and you agree on probably 80% of the stuff. The other 20% we have a different opinion on.
Right. Well, I mean, that's like most things, and I say this to people all the time. You can't get 2 people in a marriage to agree about everything.
Let me tell you something. I've got family members that are as right as you can get. I've got I'm talking about immediate family members. I'm talking about my parents and my siblings. All right. So the people that outside of my wife and my kids that I know the most and love the most in this world. I have family members that are on completely opposite side of the spectrum. But I don't like the thing with Celine Driver. I can't get. He hates his sister. And I know that's probably about 90% political. He says it's because of family stuff too, and I'm sure there is. I don't know anything about it, but
yeah, I'm about to say it sounds like there was a whole thing out there that we don't know about.
I've got into sort of some political discussions with my family members, my siblings, and stuff, and they've gotten pretty heated. But I don't think any less of them. I don't think they're stupid. I don't think they're evil. I don't think I don't understand. Some people are so their brains get so rotted by politics that they can't even grasp reality anymore.
Right.
Well,
and I think this goes for both me and you. Lou is on the complete opposite end of the spectrum about a lot of things from us. Okay, Lou's still one of my best friends in this world.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care.
Like, okay, he believes some shit I think is silly. I'm sure I believe some shit that he thinks is silly, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, social media has pretty much ruined political discourse. If there was that to begin with in the first place, which it really wasn't, but it just made it worse.
Right. Well, I think it kind of people lost the ability to just disagree with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, but perfect example. Me, you, and Nick DTV got into an argument about something on Twitter, and we were all at the slobs, fine, having a great time.
Yeah, the amount of people that I actually just really don't like them as a person I can count on one hand as far as YouTube is concerned.
Right.
You know, most people are great. I don't know. People just need to calm the fuck down sometimes. What happened with the midday show this past Friday? Well,
there wasn't one.
There wasn't one. I was painting. I was painting our bathroom.
Did you take down all the painter's tape?
I actually just took down the painter's tape about an hour before the show today.
Okay, well, I mean, you're a step ahead of Chaz Hall. He left that shit up for 6 months.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So here's the thing with me. Whenever I get involved in doing something, my goal is to finish it, and I'll cancel anything that's in my way. I'm telling you, once I get my mind set on doing something, I'm not stopping it and coming back to it later. I'm just going. I'll spend however many hours it takes that day to get it done. So that's what happened Friday.
Yeah, I've been known to do the same thing from time to time.
Yeah. P Digit says he hates everyone. He doesn't discriminate. Yeah, that's a good way to go about life.
Yeah, I mean that's similar to me. I mean, I'm an equal opportunity offender.
Speaking of, well, P Digits just reminded me because he lives near Millis. Has anybody seen him lately?
No, he's back to fuck everybody again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did he get a new girlfriend or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Every time he gets a girlfriend, he stops coming on YouTube because they tell him he's wasting his time.
I mean, when he came back around this time, you know, after the initial fuck everybody, I just ignored him. Because I'm very much the type of person, you know, once you burn me, I'm not going to give you the chance to do it again.
Yeah, I pretty much told him I forgive you.
Yeah, you did.
Because I don't hold a grudge.
Pete's a softie.
I don't know. Fuck me over once, I can forgive you. Fuck me over twice, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
But he hasn't done that twice. I'm just wondering where he's at.
I don't know. Maybe he killed enough neighbors where the neighbors finally said fuck it and got rid of him.
I wish Colby, I don't know what Colby's doing right now. I wish he was on here. I want to hear about his experience. He sent us some pictures. Oh, I take that back. He didn't send us pictures. Uncle Lou did some investigative reporting and went on his Facebook page and found a bunch of pictures that he posted from the Derby with him and lovely Mrs. Colby. For some reason, he was the only one at the Kentucky Derby without a fancy hat. But Mrs. Colby did have a fancy hat.
One of those big floppy ones.
One of those big floppy ones, and it had like flowers on it, like real flowers on it.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty dope. But Colby didn't wear a hat. I was like,
well, Colby is disingenuous.
I thought that if you even try to walk in there without a hat, they'll just tell you can't come in.
Yeah.
How do you go to the Kentucky Derby and not wear a hat?
Did he have on the white suit that he was talking about?
Yeah, he did. It was like
So
one of those.
He went all out with the white suit, but no white hat.
I don't even know if you consider it white. It was more of like a
Cream colored.
not even cream. It was like a slate gray, like a very, very, very light gray.
Okay.
And it was that's really soft material. I don't know. I'm not a suit expert, but it was one of those soft suits.
Silk suit?
Not silk. I don't know what it was. I mean, the suit looked good, but it would have looked a lot better if he had a hat on.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Can we just be glad he didn't show up in yoga pants?
Yes.
Making progress here.
So we asked him, we said, so he's texting us during while he's at the Kentucky Derby. And he says, somebody asked him, said, how many mint juleps have you drank so far? He said, I'm not drinking today.
What?
I said,
Wait a minute.
so you drink 7 days a week, but you go to the Kentucky Derby and decide that's the time not to drink? I said, I know you want to drink, man. Just go. I said, just tell her you're going to the bathroom and go take a couple of shots of bourbon. She won't know the difference. I'm a bad influence.
Now, he can be a very confusing individual.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to drink, but I feel like that he wanted to drink, but she told him you're not drinking today, so he just said okay. You know, one of those things.
Well, I think there's quite a bit of that going on. Colby wants to do a lot of things. He gets told no.
Yeah.
Basically like everybody else in the world that's married.
Well, I mean, if he just continues to say yes to everything she wants, he'll be married for a long time. Yeah.
I mean, there are exceptions to every rule. I straight up told my wife yesterday, I'm doing my best to annoy the piss out of you.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I usually get punched when I do shit like that, but I mean, it is what it is. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Well, I've been giving Mrs. Peete a hard. Listen to this. So on Saturday, I get up and do some stuff around the house, and I told Mrs. Peete, I was like, I'm gonna go to the gun range is only like 5 minutes away from me, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the gun range for a little bit. She's like, okay. I said I'll be back in a couple hours. So I go to the gun range, come home, walk in the front door, and she's got this whole setup going on in the living room. She's got I guess it's a desk. I don't even know what you call it. It's a desk, but it's like a small desk, whatever you call it. She decided while I was gone that she was going to paint this thing. So we've been redoing her office for the past month. I repainted the entire office. I put a new light fixture in the office. We sort of rearranged stuff. We bought a new area rug for the office. And she's trying to get all the decorations figured out, right? So she has this little desk that she wants in there. But she didn't like the color of it. It clashed with the paint and whatever. So she wants to paint it. I'm like, fine. While I'm at the gun range, she pulls out the desk and puts down some plastic on the floor and takes out cans of Rust-Oleum spray paint and is spray painting this thing inside of the house. Inside of the house. Now, she could have easily walked in the backyard and done the same thing. But no, inside of the house. So I come home, she goes, what do you think? I go, why are you spray painting inside the house? And she's like,
how high was she when you got home?
huh?
I said, how high was she?
She was, that's the thing, she wasn't.
What?
Yeah, so I go to start cleaning up, to pick the desk up and pick the plastic up. There's overspray from the spray cans all over the wood floors. Like a good, like a 10 by 10 section of spray paint. And it's not like thick paint. It's just like paint splatter.
Yeah.
All over the floor. So I took out the mop and some hot water and some floor cleaner and said, I was like, it's only been an hour. It's probably fine. I'll just mop it up. Mop it up with some warm or hot water. And, I went over it 2 or 3 times. It didn't come up. It didn't come up.
Nope.
So from that moment on, for the rest of the weekend, every 10 minutes I go, I can't believe you fucking painted the floor.
Somebody, and I don't need a crystal ball to tell me this. Somebody's going to be spending some time on their hands and knees with some acetone.
So Jay just said, no. So here's the thing. But it's too big of an area. I asked her, I said, do we have any nail polish remover? Because that'll get it off. And she goes, no, I think we have a little bit, but I'm like, but not enough. Like I need to mop the floor with acetone. I can't just get on my hands and knees and wipe it off. It's too big of an area. So I went on Amazon yesterday and started looking at products to get paint off of wood floors, and I found what Jay just said. He said Goof Off. There's a something that's made by Goof Off that gets paint off of wood floors. So
that Goof Off is good stuff.
So it was like $7 or something. Oh. But man,
yeah, I found out Goof Off works. Well, this was back in the time area we were just talking about, somewhere around 2016. Somebody came in my buddy's driveway in the middle of the night, and on the side of his work van, spray painted fucker right in the pussy on the side of his work van in spray paint.
God damn.
I don't know who would do such a thing.
Wow.
And no, it wasn't me. Although I did find it hilarious.
Oh, well. I mean, it is funny, but I'd be pissed if somebody did that to my car.
I mean, like I said, it's what gets me is, I mean, he's out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt, and somebody's in his driveway spray painting his work van in the middle of the night, and he has no clue. And he's like me, he doesn't smoke in his house, he goes outside to smoke, so on a regular basis, either him or his wife are walking out of the house.
Yeah. Use mineral spirits. Well, I already ordered the Goof Off. I'm going to use that first. If that doesn't work for some reason, I'll get, what is it, mineral spirits? I'll get that, I guess.
Mineral spirits is another one. Turpentine, that's another one. I like using turpentine just because I like saying turpentine.
I was just like, who spray paints inside? Like,
well, there are some words for that, but they're not all polite.
I was dumbfounded.
Let's just say
and perturbed.
That's North Charleston type shit.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
exactly. You could take the girl out of the North Charleston, but you can't take the North Charleston out of the girl.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
How are you, VicTube? Are you feeling any better?
Yeah.
That's good.
You sound better.
Oh, yeah. Sound like you were knocking on heaven's door on Wednesday's midday show.
Yep.
I have a question for you though, Vic, regarding your the mute button on your microphone. Does it work?
Yeah, it does.
You decide not to push it and cough into the microphone constantly, or do you, like, was there a decision that went on there, or you just weren't even thinking about it?
Well, I don't know. I guess I wasn't thinking about it that much, but
Yeah. But I'm glad to hear you're better.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, you sound like a new man.
Yep. Well,
Because on Wednesday you sounded like an old man.
yeah, I feel like a new man. So
That's good.
Did it pass on its own, or did you have to go to the doctor and get some antibiotics?
yeah, I got some antibiotics. Yeah.
That's good.
Vic, have you booked your cruise yet?
No, not yet.
Why?
Well, I mean, yeah, we were gonna do that this weekend, but they're only open during the week. So yeah, we're going to
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they are.
call them today.
Which I think is weird, by the way.
How? Here's a question. How are we? Are we all going to get together and do an excursion, everybody, or is everybody just doing their own thing? Because like the one we were talking about with Ballard, the whole unlimited rum punch and snorkeling is not Vic accessible.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't even know what we're going to do yet, but I'm assuming there's probably going to be too many people to try to organize everybody doing the same thing. So everyone's going to have to do sort of their own thing. If, several people choose to do the same thing, then so be it.
Well,
I don't know.
We could do a sign-up sheet, right? See who's...
That sounds extremely complicated. Trying to figure out who's going to do what, and can we all meet up here at the same time, and...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Trying to organize this bunch of numbskulls is a task.
Plus, if, let's say that, 70% of the people are, really dead set on doing some excursion, but I want to do something different, I'm just going to do something different.
Right.
I mean, we're only there for a day. So, yeah, I'm just going to do what I want to do. I think everyone should do that. What'll probably end up happening is there'll probably end up being groups that break off, 20% of the people want to go do this, the other 20% want to go do that, the other 20% want to go do something else, and then you have some other people that just want to lay on the beach and drink margaritas for 8 hours and not have to worry about doing anything.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
No, I can get down with that. Do they have zip lining in the Bahamas?
I haven't seen anything about
Probably
zip
not,
lining.
because it's mostly palm trees.
And those aren't even trees.
I'm down for doing anything that involves some kind of swimming or snorkeling expedition. That sounds fun.
Unlimited rum punch. sounds
Also,
fun, too.
just finding the hottest, most popular beach with beach bars on the beach and sitting there and drinking all day and swimming and doing whatever. That also sounds appealing to me. I don't know.
I need to go to Vegas because I don't know if you listen to the morning show, but float up blackjack tables in the pool sounded fucking amazing.
Where at?
In Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Lou was talking about that this morning. I think he said in the pool at Caesars, you can just swim up right to the blackjack table.
Right. Yeah, that sounds dangerous. I mean, losing money sucks enough. Imagine losing money sitting in a pool in your fucking swimsuit. That's ultra embarrassing.
Hey, what are you supposed to do with your chips in the pool?
Yeah, do the chips float, or...
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do float.
I guess you drop one, you gotta swim to the bottom and pick it up.
No, I'm pretty sure they float.
Down and pick it up.
Especially if it's a chick, you can only stuff so many chips into your bikini.
Well, it depends on how big your top is.
Well, it's usually pretty proportional to whatever's in it.
Yeah, but the bigger the top, the bigger the space to hide chips is what I'm saying.
Well, yes, there's more material there to hide chips, but it's usually occupied.
I could easily fit at least $4,000 worth of chips in Mrs. Pete's top.
Yeah, I can get a few grand worth in Miss Chase as well.
I wonder, is Vic going to continue his tradition of drinking rum? Now, this time you actually have to do it, kind of, because you're going to be on a ship in the Caribbean.
I mean, it would almost be a sin not to drink rum.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Well, the material is a little bit stretchy, so, I mean...
What?
What?
Yeah. No, I meant to hold more stuff, I mean. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the boobs again. We moved on to you drinking rum.
Yeah, but Vic's still on the movies.
Vic's got that one thing on his mind, and he's not letting it go.
Yeah, man, he's a one-track mind, man.
No.
We see where your head's at, Vic.
I'm not saying it's a bad place where your head is, Vic, but...
Oh, yes, about the rum, yeah. Yeah, of course I'm gonna drink some rum, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be
rolling
okay.
around for a good half hour asking anybody with a set of ears if you were going to be okay.
We'll get Vic one of those pirate punches or whatever they call them. It's like 90% rum and a couple of other things in there. But you are a pirate, so it would only be right if you drank pirate punch.
There you go.
Apropos. And they'll even make space we'll make space for you at the blackjack table.
Yeah, Vic playing blackjack. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I was thinking earlier. I mean, I get the whole point of traveling pools having a guy on, but I'm fairly certain I can find the casino and the bar, and the rest of the ship is an afterthought.
Yeah, I think I don't know for sure, but I think what he's going to do is be like, hey, if you're going to the Bahamas, this is the places to go. You know, don't go here because it's a waste of money. Don't, you know, or do go here because it's a hidden gem. You know, that kind of thing.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know I mean, the guy's got a YouTube channel dedicated to cruising and chilling, or something.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you with what you said earlier too. Like I ain't got no interest in the nude cruise or even a nude beach, because just to be perfectly honest, the people that tend to occupy nude cruises and nude beaches, you don't want to see them naked.
Oh, so listen to this: the cruise that we went on in 2009. One of our stops was Saint Martin, which is the French side of an island in the Caribbean. There's a Dutch side and a French side. We went to the French side. The beaches there were nude because in France all the beaches are nude. I think. I don't think they have laws against nudity there. But anyway, you're right. So I mean, first of all, I wasn't expecting to see anybody nude, but the 3 or 4 people that I did see that were nude, they were all like 78 years old, and clearly European.
It's some old man whose fucking hide is so tan it looks like leather. Like,
Yeah,
you
so
don't wanna see that shit.
like some 79-year-old guy walking down the beach with his dick swinging around, picking up shells off the beach. It's like, what are you trying to accomplish here?
Fucking balls slapping into his knees and shit.
I've never thought, you know, I really need. I think my dick needs another shades of brown. I really need to get rid of these tan lines.
Well, see, that's why I'm on Speedo. That's a good way to get rid of some tan lines, or at least minimize them.
That place was fun though. They had this huge tiki bar on the beach, and they had like a live band out there. And of course, it was also a tourist trap because I know the cruise people are coming there. So you got people walking down the beach, like a bunch of Jamaican guys selling weed and other stuff too. I won't even get into that. But this one guy walks up and he hands us a cassette tape. And I'm like, okay, what's this? And he's like, this is my music man. I'm like, okay. He's got a guitar with him too. He's like, here, let me play some for you. So he sits down and lights up this joint that's like 3 feet long and starts playing fucking Bob Marley or whatever he's playing. I said, God damn.
And even 15 years ago, I don't think you owned a cassette player at that point.
No. That's what I told him. I said, what am I supposed to do with this? Cassette tape. It was fun though.
And yeah, that raises another question. Does anybody still own a VCR?
I think I think I might have one in my garage.
Yeah, well, much less enough people owning VCRs to necessitate a VCR repair business. Because I was searching for something in Memphis. I was headed somewhere. I don't remember where it was. But for whatever reason, one of the results Google pulled up was a VCR repair shop.
VCR repair shop?
Yeah.
That's a front for selling drugs. There's no way they fix enough VCRs to stay in business. Ain't no way.
Six
That was
VC
my thought. It was a front for something.
Yeah.
and they drugs. So yeah.
Vic, you're probably not old enough to remember. Slim probably is, though. When DVDs first came out to replace VHS, a DVD player cost like $200. Now you can buy a DVD player at Walmart for like $8.99.
Get a Blu-ray player for $15.99.
Yeah.
And get a 4K Blu-ray player for fucking $21.99.
I had like a collect now nowhere near like K-Dog's collection of DVDs. Or he's got like thousands. I don't know, but I had like probably a couple of hundred of DVD movies that I think I still have somewhere, but I don't have a DVD player.
You don't even have a DVD player? Wow.
I don't think so.
I have 1,137, and the only reason I know that is my oldest daughter got a wild hair up her ass Saturday and decided to count them.
Now I've got an Xbox 360 which plays DVDs, so I guess I could use that. But here's the thing, though. If I go find a movie, like any movie that I have on DVD, I could probably just search it on Netflix or somewhere else and find it, and not have to worry about hooking up a DVD player. So
I don't know. You'd be surprised. Like I got a wild hair up my ass to watch Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones, and that wasn't on Netflix or HBO Max.
Right. Well, usually you can find just about anything on Prime Video, but usually you have to like rent it. But yeah.
You have to
gotta
what?
pay for half of it, which I think is a fucking ripoff.
Well, I think Edward is the only person keeping the VCR repair business in business.
Yeah, we used.
I know a few rednecks running around West Tennessee that are still waiting on 8-track players to make a raging comeback.
Yeah, I think
Listen
we
to
used
this.
to have a. It was like a hybrid, like VCR and DVD player. But
When I got my first car, now we're going way back. This is 1995. It shows how old I am. 1995, I was 15 years old. I got a car that cost $900. Okay, it was a 1985. It was a 1985 Honda Prelude with 220,000 miles on it, and it had a fucking 8-track player in it.
Yeah, buddy.
So the first thing I did when I bought it is I drove my new old car right to a pawn shop and bought a CD player, and went and switched it out. Took the 8-track player out, put the CD player in there.
My first vehicle, I got in 2005. 2005 or 2006 was a 95 Ford Ranger.
Oh yeah, that was back when Ford Rangers were good.
Motherfucking Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
Had a 5-speed in it.
Yeah, my first 3 cars were all manual. The Prelude. Then I got a 1995 Acura Integra. Then I got, what was my third car? Oh, a 1998 Eagle Talon.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that had one of those.
Those were all manual.
He ended up. Well, me and him aren't friends anymore. But at one point, he ended up with all 3 iterations of that car, because it was the Eagle Talon, the Plymouth Laser, and the Mitsubishi Eclipse first gen. All 3 of those are the exact same car.
I didn't like the Eagle Talon that much. I liked the, I really liked the Acura Integra though. That was a cool car. That's what I had throughout most of high school.
Hey man, I've seen some. I've seen an Acura Integra done right. Fucking gap a Corvette.
Yeah. Mine wasn't souped up or nothing. I think it did have a V6 in it though. I mean, that whole thing would move, But I drove that thing into the dirt. I mean, I drove that thing in the dirt.
Well, let's see. My second one, I actually got a car the second time. It was a 97 or 98 Ford Probe GT. Had a V6 in it.
That sounds good.
Oh, I thought I was big pimping in that thing because that was the first thing I had. It had power windows, the driver power seat, and a power sunroof. I thought I was big pimping with that thing.
1980 Honda Accord 4-door sedan, metallic green, manual shift, paid $250 for it. God damn.
Yeah, I wrecked that. I wrecked that Ford Probe street racing in Memphis.
Suzuki Samurais. What?
Oh, dude, those things there. You want to talk about something that'll never get stuck? Put a 4-inch lift and some mud grips on that thing. It's so fucking light. That thing will never get stuck. It's better than Toyota Tacoma.
Oh, here he is. What's up, Nate?
Hello. How are y'all?
Did you just wake up again?
What do you think?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Well, we know you don't work on Wednesdays, but what about Mondays?
I don't work until 4:00 p.m. So.
Oh, okay.
Now, what time do you get off?
7 p.m.
So you work from 4 to 7.
So I'm on part-time right now, yes.
And what time do you get up?
Well, just now.
Just now at 11:20. Wow.
Yeah, he rolled right out of bed and onto the midday show.
That's the reason I asked him what time he gets off, because I could see, like, if you work from 4 to like 1 a.m., then I could see, but you get off at 7.
Yeah.
And then you stay up till what, 4 in the morning?
Not that late, but.
Okay, 3.
3.
Well, actually, wait. Last
2.
night, okay. Let me answer. Last night I was on Travis Full's late night stream again, so.
Oh.
Probably why.
The Traveling Fool's late night streams gets another victim.
Uh-oh.
So what time did that end?
Probably like 2-ish a.m.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
stayed up for another couple hours after that, right?
No, I took melatonin, probably too much melatonin, probably.
Nate, why are you taking melatonin?
Well, that's helped me go to sleep.
Yeah, do you have insomnia?
The hell is that?
It means that somebody who, that's what I have. It means you can't sleep.
I can't go to sleep without, eating melatonin or whatever.
Yeah.
But Nate, if you can't go to sleep without taking melatonin, it means you've got a problem.
Well, a lot of people have a problem. That's why it's called insomnia. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get it occasionally, but Nate's in his 20s and he's up till wee hours in the morning. That's not.
Well, no, that is true. I do sympathize with people who have a heart problem sleeping, because I'm one of them. But at your age, you shouldn't be having that problem.
Well, I do, so.
Yeah. All right.
But anyways, yeah. I want to talk about my, history of not going to sleep, but.
Well, when you show up on the show and you sound like you're still half asleep, I'm going to ask you about it.
Okay. I mean, I'm
just saying I think it's less a problem sleeping and more a problem of staying up all night than sleeping all day.
Now, look, I'm not your daddy or your mentor, but let me give you a piece of advice. Instead of staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning and taking melatonin, set yourself on a schedule where you go to bed at a decent hour. Like not even. I'm not saying to go to bed at 7:30, but how about like midnight maybe?
all right.
You know, then you'll wake up around, I don't know, 8, 9 at the moment. I mean, if you went to bed at midnight and you still woke up at 9 a.m., that's still 9 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then you still have your entire day ahead of you instead of waking up at, noon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying? Or
Yep.
all right, you're not going to follow my advice, are you?
No, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Even if it doesn't work. No.
Well, and I'm not saying you don't have a problem, Nate. I'm just talking from my own experience. When you don't necessarily have a set schedule, you'll just throw off your body's internal clock like that because you're staying up till the wee hours of the night.
Mm-hmm. But some of the times, if I like, let's just say if I'm going like on a trip, I'll go sleep early. So.
Yeah, Nature Boy says.
The doctor will tell you it's not necessarily healthy to have to take melatonin to go to sleep.
But melatonin is not a sleep drug; it's natural.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah. I mean, now if he's taking Ambien every night to go to sleep, that would be a problem.
Wait, then
you'll be like fucking Roseanne and throwing racial slurs.
Yeah, you'd be cleaning the house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sleepwalking.
I take one. No, I take one. No, I take one melatonin pill every night because it helps me sleep 3 milligrams. So it's not like 6 milligrams.
So I get it. I get you have a problem sleeping, and I sympathize with that. My point is, you're deciding to go to bed too late, and then you already can't sleep, so then you end up sleeping till noon.
Right.
So, like, set your time schedule back. Like 3 hours. Or not. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do, Nate. I'm just trying to help you out.
I know. I'll try it. I'm actually thankful that you're trying to help.
Yeah.
Because I'm with Pete. I have trouble sleeping too, but I wouldn't suggest you use my method of dealing with it either.
All right. I'll try it.
I'm lucky to get a solid 4 hours. If I get 4 hours of solid sleep, then I'm good. Like it's the older I get, the harder it is to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
That's what I do a lot, 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the cruise?
What do you want to talk about the cruise?
Well, I just want to move on from this, and
well, I mean, we talked about the cruise for an hour, but you were sleeping.
Okay.
So now you want to rehash everything we already said, or
no, not the rehash what you talked about. I'm want to say that what part of my family is going on the cruise, so you know who.
All right, so it's going to be you. It's going to be your mom. It's going to be your dad.
Yes.
And that's it, right? Your brother?
Yep. Sadly, no, because the school, college start for him.
All right, so no, he's not coming. So it's you and your dad and your mom.
Yeah.
All right.
And plus my dad, I think Slim and I think all of you are gonna like my dad. But
he keeps saying that me and you will like him. Why do you keep saying that?
I said y'all. Like y'all.
You keep saying, I think y'all like my dad, especially you and Slim. You said that yesterday on the Battle Angels show too. What is it about me and Slim that will like your dad more than other people?
I'm not saying that.
Well, you did say that.
I just said y'all. Not y'all means like Vic.
No,
Slim.
but you keep
What
Nate.
he's saying is you named us specifically.
You keep going. Y'all are gonna like my dad, especially Slim and Pete. I'm trying to figure out why me and Slim would like him more than other people.
Maybe his dad's a gun guy.
Maybe.
Well, he does shoot sometimes, but
Yeah.
he likes beer.
He likes beer and guns, Slim. He's our kind of people.
Yeah, right.
He also likes tequila. He likes margaritas or whatever.
Yeah.
But
So there's our answer.
I mean, he's an alcoholic, so I don't know.
He likes to drink and he likes guns. You know what? I do like your dad. You're right.
Yeah, right. I haven't even met him.
Sounds like my kind of people.
Well, he's like 6'2", so I think I guess it's height problem. So.
Oh.
But anyways, yeah. I'm ready for the Hog Fest going showing too.
Let's go back to your dad and the cruise. What do you think your dad, what do you think his opinion of certain people? Because obviously he's going to like me and Slim, according to you. But what about everybody else? What do you think he's going to think about TK?
I don't know. Yeah, I think she's going to, I think he's going to, I think he's going to like all people there.
Yeah.
But
I'm still 70-30. She ain't showing.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to think about Hufferbilly Paul? Especially if Hufferbilly Paul gets drunk and starts talking really close to him. Do you, how would he handle that?
He's gonna like Hufferbilly Paul until Paul tries explaining something to him.
Yeah, we need to probably, have a leash on the Hufferbilly Paul to.
Hey, look here. Now listen.
Listen.
Yes, he actually, my dad probably might be a little boundaries and stuff, but
I've never met your dad. Is he okay with people that are covered in tattoos?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't have a problem with it.
Well,
I'm just wondering. Some people in this world do.
Well, when Pa says to look and listen, we listen.
You look and you listen.
I have a feeling that Nate's dad is a lot like my dad. He's old school, military, doesn't have time for bullshit, likes whiskey and guns. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, he is from the Navy, so.
Yeah, see, my dad was in the Navy too.
There you go.
There you go.
He ain't got no time for bullshit.
Nope.
Yeah.
Now that is the only downside to a cruise, and that's why I said screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and fly. Because I don't want to deal with TSA and trying to check a firearm, and you can't carry a gun on a cruise anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, oof.
There you go.
Which I think is bullshit. What if we get, surrounded by Somali pirates? You'd be fucking glad I had a gun then.
Oh, yeah.
I do agree that it's bullshit, but that's a different discussion for a different day.
Yeah.
Anything that's legal in the United States should be illegal, on a United States cruise, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But, yeah. My dad was, in the Navy, but he also was in the submarine too in the Navy. So
yeah,
that's a big deal.
What does your dad think about the slobs in general?
He kind of jokes about it, just
what kind of jokes does he make about it?
No. He's just joking around me, but he jokes like slobs. I forgot what he usually say, but you need to get some more eating done if you want to do the slobs. I mean,
he's trying to get you to be more slobby.
Yeah, I think Nate's dad probably doesn't like it, and Nate's just not wanting to tell us.
Yeah.
I don't really remember what he usually says, but
is it going to be an upside down pineapple cruise?
No.
I mean, it can become one at any point in time.
Let me tell you something. As soon as your dad sees the slobbiness that's going on, he won't question anybody's slob aptitude anymore. Once he witnesses it in person, it'll be pretty clear.
No,
I mean, he shouldn't anyway. Not with Nate the Great's son.
Now, just to be sure, he is big. I'm not gonna say,
Just tell him, be like, Dad.
Wait a minute. Are you saying your dad partakes in the slob lifestyle as well?
He looks like one. Yes.
Oh shit!
Wow. Wow.
God damn, Nate, that's cold, man.
You know what? And I hope your mother's listening and she sends him a clip of this.
Yeah. Shit.
I found out a fun fact this weekend that it took 25 tries to come up with the name SpaghettiOs.
Uh-oh.
What were the first 24?
No.
What is it?
What was the first 24?
Spaghetti's.
It's a damn joke. I'm sorry.
A through N.
A through N.
Spaghetti C is.
No, not Spaghetti C. And I just want to let you know that Holly and I are separating, so I'm dating a rotund woman now, and her favorite sexual position is the front line of the buffet. Shut up.
Now, when you say rotund, I mean, are you having to use Louisiana flour trick here?
Yeah, that's right. Martha White, self-rising.
So is the new fat girl an upgrade over Miss Holly or a downgrade?
No,
I can't tell.
I'm kidding.
Damn it.
Hey, I guess you guys heard the news, and you may have already talked about it, and I apologize. I was kind of on a department head meeting earlier, but that the Tyson-Paul fight is now a sanctioned
Yeah,
fight.
it's now a sanctioned fight.
I knew they were trying to make it sanctioned.
Now it is sanctioned.
No, I'm not a boxing expert. What the fuck does sanction mean?
It means that it's a real fight, and if Tyson can knock him the hell out,
That means there'll be odds on it in Vegas.
There'll be odds on it in Vegas. There'll be if either one that wins will get credit on their record for a professional fight. They have to follow the professional fight rules. Although they are using, I think, 11-ounce gloves. Is that right, or 16-ounce gloves? Which one is it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the gloves.
They're
but
using
when I
big
heard it was
gloves.
a sanctioned fight. I was like, holy schmoly! They finally did it. They did get it
Well,
done.
there is no requirement for the gloves to make it sanctioned or not. They both
No, but they did announce
agree
what
on it.
the glove size was. I think it's the highest that you can do, whatever that is, 16-ounce gloves, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Floyd Mayweather famously uses 12, so yeah, I think 16 ounce is probably what most heavyweights use.
Yeah.
Well, it means they're not dancing anymore. It's not going to be an exhibition. It's going to be a real damn fight.
And plus,
Well, yeah.
I think it would have been a real fight anyway, because if you watch that quote unquote exhibition between Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., Tyson was trying to take his fucking head off.
I know. And
Tyson was swinging for
Tyson
the
even
fences.
admitted. And Tyson admitted he was overweight in that fight. He was in good shape, but he is working out like he's a 20-year-old when he used to, the way he used to work out to prepare for a fight.
I hope he wins.
He has admitted that he said, I am scared to death, but he said, as the fight gets closer, my nerves are getting better.
Well, hold on now. So he did. If you've ever seen, have you seen any of the interviews with Mike Tyson on Joe Rogan over the past couple of years?
I have. And what Joe Rogan's actually scared to say is ask him anything.
So, but Mike said, he admitted, he said, every single fight I ever was in, he said, all the way from when I was a little kid, all the way up till all of my title fights, he said, every single time I walked into the ring, I was terrified.
Right. He said that.
He said, and that's probably the reason I won so many is because I was terrified.
Yeah. But when he gets in that ring, then the killer comes out of him. You know, he just, he's there to kill.
Now, with this being a sanctioned fight, they both have to pass a drug test now.
I brought this up the other day because Mike Tyson smokes like a pound of weed a week.
You know what kind of gummies
I'm not even
has?
kidding.
He's got these edibles, and I swear to God now, I'm not making this up. They're called Mike's Bites, and they're shaped like a damn ear.
Yeah, that's great.
It's
Yeah.
been chewed on.
That's fucking hilarious.
But if you've ever seen one of his,
It's called smart marketing.
if you ever seen Mike Tyson's
That is great
podcast
marketing.
on YouTube, he smokes. It's a 3-hour podcast. He probably smokes 7 joints in 3 hours. I mean, one after another, chain smoking.
Maybe 10. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, he said, now what he said, and I saw an interview with him recently because they were asking about his edibles and said, are you going to use that prior to the fight? And he said, no. He said, I'm going to be clean. He said, I'm going to be really clean. So
Yeah. Well, he might be clean
guessing
enough for the
before
drug test.
He might. I mean, it takes, what, 30 days for THC to get out of your system, or maybe a little longer?
Probably longer for somebody his size. Yeah.
Well, for somebody who smokes as much as he does, too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, I mean, as much as he trains, his body metabolizes everything faster too.
Right.
I don't know. He's 57 years old. He doesn't have a fast metabolism. So
No, that's true. He's that metabolism is
he might find a way.
I don't
all
disagree
damn day long.
that it's slowed down, but I guarantee you it's probably faster than half the participants of the Slob Olympics.
Well, that's true.
I'd say all of the Slob Olympics.
I don't doubt that he'll find a way to pass a preliminary drug test, but something tells me once he passes it, like the day of the fight, he's probably going to get high as fuck.
Yep.
He's probably going to be fighting high.
He actually, that was asked of him, and he said, no, I'm going to be clean in this fight. He said, I want to be focused. That's what he said.
All right.
Hopefully he is.
I hope he is. I hope he wins too.
I hope he does.
I think he could be high as a fucking kite and still knock that motherfucker into oblivion.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm hoping so too.
Well, I'm gonna bet on him.
Vegas odds are out there now.
I'm gonna bet on him. He's the underdog in the fight, and he should be because he's so much older, and I get why. But I'm still gonna bet on him. I'm not saying I think he's definitely gonna win, and it's gonna be not close, but he has the chance in the first 3 or 4 rounds, especially if he lands a haymaker, and then Paul's going down. If it goes more than 3 or 4 rounds, then Paul will win.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think the longer the fight goes, the advantage is Jake Paul. That's true.
Well,
But
that's been the shtick on Tyson his whole career, but there are a lot of fights that went deep water with Tyson. He never had, I mean, and I understand he's not what he was, but like I said, that's kind of been a shtick on him his whole career, and it just wasn't true.
no, and his opponents have been bigger than him, just like Jake Paul is, and he's beat the living shit out of them. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, but you know how Tyson comes out. He's the aggressor, and if you ever watch any of his knockouts, man, he hits you in the body, then he throws the haymaker or he throws the uppercut.
The hammer, yeah.
The hammer.
That overhand right was always effective for him because it always is for the smaller guy in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say he probably knocked out more people with uppercut than anything, though. That was his specialty.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that.
I always, if I see boxing, I always want to like try it out.
Well,
What?
I mean, I got to warn you, Nate, getting punched in the nose starts to suck after they do it 75 times.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that. I mean,
Because even wearing that headgear, your nose sticks out of it just far enough to get the shit knocked out of it.
yeah, that is true. I mean,
What I love about this fight, and we haven't had, you had Tyson Fury for a while, as far as heavyweights go, but this is bringing back boxing in the forefront a little bit. I mean, UFC's, it's carried for what, a couple of decades or more as far as fighting. And I know a lot of people love UFC, and some of it is great to watch, but it just seems like it's just a damn street fight to me.
It's not, though. And
I love boxing because it is the sport of kings, and I do love watching these guys. I'm just grew up with it.
Yeah, I don't.
Boxing is its own worst enemy.
I don't disagree with you about boxing, but UFC is just a better boxing could learn from UFC. As a matter of fact, a lot of sporting organizations could learn from UFC. They know how to put on a show and make it entertaining and hype it up. Boxing does a terrible job of doing that. Now, it didn't used to be that way.
No,
but it is
you're
now.
Right. Marketing is the key. You're right, and Dana White has turned that around immediately. You know, he's done very well with UFC.
Well, that and Dana White's not going to put up with the shenanigans that go on in boxing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, when I say boxing is its own worst enemy, I mean, shit like the first Canelo Triple G fight is exactly what I'm talking about.
Well,
I mean, just blatant and obvious.
The problem with boxing is it's run by a bunch of people behind a curtain, and UFC is run by Dana White.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, he's making all the decisions.
But see, you can't have just that one person in boxing because you have the WBC, the WBA, the IBF.
Yeah, but you have different
organizations have their own agendas.
I know, but you have different organizations in MMA too. UFC just happens to be the biggest and most popular because Dana White's running it.
Yep.
Well, you had the most corrupt concert promoters.
That's not true either, Pete.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Well, you have the most corrupt.
Dana White has the biggest because his opposition was a bunch of criminals. Pride far and away beat out UFC for years, but it was run by the Yakuza.
Yeah,
that was just. I was. You made my point there, Slim. The worst of the worst of criminal promoters like Don King and all those guys back in the day. They were the worst. They were horrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can even. I mean, talking about Joe Rogan. I mean, he'll say it clear. Dana White will never say it, but he will. For years, Pride put out a better product than UFC could ever hope to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he said that.
Oh yeah. Now it depends on what weight class you're talking about, but especially talking about popularity, the people like the rules of Pride a lot more than they do UFC's rules. But they didn't have to go through the bullshit.
Yeah, well, but the UFC gets the best fighters. They hold the best events in the best places, have the best matchups.
No, Pride had the best fighters until they closed down.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. Dude, they sent Chuck Liddell over there, and he got his fucking ass beat.
Yeah, they sent Chuck Liddell over there after he's on the downside of his career after fighting in the UFC, and he got beat.
No, this was Chuck Liddell before he was even light heavyweight champion, so he was still in his prime. Chuck Liddell's 0-2 versus Rampage, once in Pride and once in UFC.
Yeah, so he's 0-2 against Rampage. It has nothing to do with what, league he was fighting in. He got beat by Rampage.
Well, he got beat every time he went over there.
Yeah.
They had all the best fighters at the time, especially at heavyweight.
How long did that last?
Until they got shut down by the cops. Like I said, Dana White was able to take advantage of the fact of, corrupt management there. That's why they went under. It wasn't for lack of business.
Those type of organizations need somebody like a Dana White who's just going to be like, I'm running the show here. Fuck all of what you say. I'm making all the decisions. Because the more people you add into that, the more complicated it gets and the more corrupt it gets. And that's what you see in boxing.
I'll agree with you completely, except for one thing. I did not like, and most of the fighters agreed with it, I did not like that whole Reebok deal. Well, I thought it was a very anti-fighter deal, and the fighters agreed, actually.
Oh.
But I mean, outside of that, I completely agree with you. It is much simpler with just one person.
Yeah.
What was the Reebok deal?
Well, I don't know how much you watched of it. You remember when fighters had all kinds of advertisements on their shorts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when Dana White and UFC signed a deal with Reebok, they couldn't do that anymore. And that's how fighters made basically NIL money.
Yep.
Is basically what it was.
Yeah, but his position on it probably was, I'm about to sell, tens of millions of dollars in advertising to Reebok, and we're going to up the purses for the fighters. Like if I'm making money, you're making money.
Well, according to the fighters, they made more money before that.
Yeah, well, that's you know what he just made a huge deal with Bud Light and a shitload of money, and sure, I'm sure he's watering that down to the purses that he's offering to these fighters too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the fighters aren't getting money from that, or the fighters didn't see money from the Reebok deal. I'm just saying what they said in interviews is they made more money beforehand on the side.
Right. Well, we shall see.
That's the only thing I really disagree with. The rest of it, yeah, I think Dana White's done a great job with the UFC.
I think that this fight, though, coming up with Paul and Tyson will be the most watched fight in a decade.
Dana White, he bought the UFC. The UFC was not started by Dana White. It was started by a couple of other guys, and it was a terrible product. And they had a bunch of investors on board, and they made the UFC. They formed it. They organized all the fights and all that, TV deals and whatnot, pay-per-view. And it started tanking, and he came in there and bought the UFC for like super cheap. I want to say it was something like $3 million or something, and turned it into the most, profitable fighting organization in the world within a couple of years.
The Fertitta brothers,
yeah.
Even the Fertitta brothers, yeah. And it was Hoist Gracie's father that started it.
Right.
Enzo, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Because I mean, originally, what became UFC and UFC 1 was just the Gracie Challenge, which is something they had been doing for decades. Because they thought Gracie Jiu-Jitsu was better than everything in the world. So it had been a standing challenge for decades that anybody that could come in and beat Hickson or one of his sons, or Henzo or one of his sons, would win the prize money, and it eventually turned into a tournament and what became known as UFC 1.
Back to my point about Netflix carrying this, and it's going to be probably the most watched in a decade. There's almost 270 million subscribers around the world to Netflix, and they're offering it at no charge other than you being a subscriber. Shit. I mean, they're going to get a ton of people watching.
They're gonna sell a ton of ad.
Yeah. I mean,
I still don't think it'll be the most watched fight of the last decade.
What do you think's the most watched fight?
Probably it will be up there because it's free.
I mean, Mayweather, Conor McGregor, maybe?
No, I don't even think that's top 5 of the last decade.
Which one you think's the top? Give me one of the top 5.
How about McGregor versus Cowboy? That was like 4 years ago.
I mean,
that was huge.
Boxing matches go, there's probably a couple of Canelo fights that'll be higher than that. A couple of Mayweather fights that would be higher than that.
I don't believe that at all. Don't believe that.
How does it compare to back in the day?
This is such a, we're bringing back the heavyweight champion of the world to fight again. And the glory of that alone. And that's what, another thing he said, Tyson said, I'm not after money. He said, I'm after glory. That was his exact words.
Well, to your point, Scott, Mike Tyson is part of the reason that it won't be. I mean, as much as boxing is to blame for their own downfall, Mike Tyson knocking motherfuckers out in 30 seconds and people paying $50 for a pay-per-view is part of the reason it declined in the 90s.
Oh, well, you know what? Those people kept paying that $50, though. I was one of those people that used to pay to watch a Tyson fight and watch him knock the people out. Absolutely. It didn't matter if it was...
stopped paying, Scott. I mean,
they
that's
didn't.
an inarguable fact at this point.
They stopped paying for boxing fights because they weren't as exciting as what they were paying when they were watching Tyson. But
that's right.
I mean...
Yeah. It wasn't all. You're saying it's all Tyson's fault that subscribers went down. That's not true.
No, I'm not. I said he plays a part in it. I said boxing boxing itself is the main culprit there, and the people running it.
Well, I agree
But
with
Tyson
that.
definitely played a part because a lot of people got upset paying $50 for a.
Yeah, but nobody had any problem after that. Nobody had any problem after that paying $50 for a UFC fight. Dana White's just a better promoter of his product than boxing is.
And I don't know who came up with this.
They struggled for a lot of years.
Was this Jake Paul's idea to come up with this fight? It was, wasn't it? I mean, he was the one that came up with this idea.
He asked Tyson for the fight.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to give Jake Paul kudos and credit.
Now, for Jake Paul, to me, it is a money grab. He's like, if I can fight Mike Tyson, I'm going to probably make the biggest paycheck I've ever made in my life, whether I win or lose. So, I mean, you got to give him credit for that.
It is a money.
But let's put it this way. Jake Paul is pretending to run around and want to be a professional boxer, like, an actual, like, respected, guy who fights for a title. If you lose to a 57-year-old Mike Tyson, your career is over.
Right.
That's right.
But if you beat Mike Tyson.
Yeah, so it's a huge risk.
Yeah, and it's
because if he loses this fight,
it's more of a risk to Jake Paul than it is to Tyson.
I don't know if it's that much of a risk to Jake Paul. Like, getting one-shotted by Tyson, like, there's a lot of people that got one-shotted by Tyson.
Yeah, but not a 57-year-old Mike Tyson.
And if you can beat Mike...
Okay, but if you got two eyes, that man still got all the power he's ever had.
Look, he's winning either way. He's gonna probably make $100 million or more on one fight, and that maybe that's all he does care about. But when he talks, he doesn't talk as if that's all he cares about. He talks about he wants to be considered a legitimate fighter and fight for a title. Yep. So so which one is it? Are you just happy to make your $100 million like McGregor did and go off and fucking make a whiskey company and do cocaine on fucking yachts for the next 6 months? Or do you want to be a professional fighter who fights for a title? Because if you lose to Tyson, that chance of fighting for a title is gone out the fucking window.
Right, but if you beat...
I don't even think that window's open yet. He's fought a bunch of retired old men.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm just saying what he's saying. I'm saying what he's saying. He wants to be considered a legitimate fighter and fight for a title. So, okay, fine. If you lose to Tyson, that's over.
But if he
and I'm talking from a fan perspective, somebody that's watched boxing for 20-some-odd years. Nobody considers him any kind of legitimate boxer because he's fought a bunch of retired old men, and Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he came up and I'll give Jake Paul his credit. He's fought some retired fighters and some MMA fighters, and not like the top echelon boxers, but he's won those fights. And some of those guys are pretty good fighters. I mean, they're not a bunch of scrubs. So
he's winning. So.
He's winning.
Some of them were good fighters, and some of them were good MMA fighters. But none of them were good boxers when he fought them.
Right. So if he beats Mike Tyson, though, that would definitely...
yeah, he's all in on this. It's like he could either boost his career off of this fight or his career could end.
Yeah.
Not that he won't never fight again, but it'll just be against, other guys like you just mentioned, guys who aren't good fighters, MMA fighters, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's all he'll ever be.
Okay, Slim, the top 10 most watched fights of all time, pay-per-view fights, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, Mayweather versus McGregor, Mayweather versus De La Hoya, Mayweather versus Canelo, Tyson versus Holyfield, Lewis versus Tyson, and Tyson versus Holyfield finally. This is according to April 2024. So,
okay, well, I said a couple of Mayweather
you mentioned Canelo. Yeah, you did. You mentioned Canelo, but
and I figured there would be another Canelo in there.
I don't know how it doesn't. Okay, pay-per-view buys. Okay, for like the Mayweather Pacquiao fight, it was 4.6 million. Okay, there will be, I'd say, a minimum of 50 million people will watch this fight.
Yep.
No, it'll be more than that.
It could be 100 million.
It'll be more than that because it's on Netflix. It'll definitely be more than that.
And there were more people than that watched the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, because how many of those are Buffalo Wild Wings and bars with 500 people in there?
How?
But I just told you the pay-per-view buys were 4.6 million for the Mayweather Pacquiao. That was 4.6 million. I mean,
how many,
as far as people,
Scott, how
I
many
got
of
you.
them
I
are
got you. I know what
hundreds
you're
of people
saying.
there watching
Bar
it?
people.
Yeah.
But they don't. But that's not going. Look.
So it's even higher then, because if one bar buys one subscription, that counts as one subscription, but there might be 60 people watching it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So okay, let's say that's true. Then let's say we up that up to 15 to 20 million. Okay, maybe to actually watch that fight.
We're talking about like subscriptions, not people, because I know that
I'm talking about people now. I'm talking about not prescriptions.
you can't really
people.
judge that, because there might be, if I rent the fight on pay-per-view at my house and I invite 30 people over, that's one subscription, but 30 people watching.
Right.
Because I did that exact thing for the Mayweather Pacquiao fight. Me and like 5 of my buddies went in on the fight, and then their wives and their kids, and there was 20, 30 people at the house.
Yeah. I remember going to the Holyfield Tyson fight in Austin at a person's house, and there was like 50 or 60 people in there, to watch this fight. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with that, but if you take that number, it's not going to surpass 50 million. I just don't believe that at all. And I'm giving a low number of who I think is going, or the amount that will be watching this fight coming up. But we shall see.
I think it's going to be over 100 million people.
Well, you know what, Pete? that was my number in my head, but I went low because I'm going to say,
conservatively 75 million. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if we learn the next day that 100 million people watch this fight. Now that number is always going to be subjective, and they probably project that. Like if they sell to, if Buffalo Wild Wings buys a subscription to the fight, right? Then they're just going to assume there's 50 people watching it, so they probably add that number into that.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But the fact that it's free and everybody has Netflix already is just that. I mean, they're going to make most of their money off of advertising. They're going to say, 280 million people have Netflix, but because of the way things work, it's probably going to be more like 300 million people watch it. So we're going to charge you $1 million for a 30-second ad.
I think what they're going to do, they're going to make it on subscriptions. I mean, they're going to add more subscriptions to Netflix.
That too, yeah.
The July 10th, fight. They've already added 9 million. They already said in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Well, see, y'all are acting like this is going to draw a Super Bowl type audience.
No.
I think it will.
Hang on. When I say that, I mean, like, there are people that, for the most part, in general, don't care about football, but they watch Super Bowl anyway.
Right.
Those numbers have never been there for boxing.
But I know, but there's millions of the Slim. There's millions of people out there that are like, I'm not paying $75 or whatever the pay-per-view cost would be, but I already have Netflix. I'm already paying for it, so I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be some, and there's also going to be a significant number that still just don't give a shit about boxing and won't turn it on.
Right.
Right.
Well, let's look at, how many subscribers does Jake Paul have to his channel?
Tens of millions. I don't know, hundreds of millions, maybe.
I have no clue.
I don't either.
24 million.
I'm looking at that right now.
124 million.
See it, and I very well could be wrong. I just don't see it bringing in that casual audience like a Super Bowl does.
Jake Paul has 20.7 million subscribers.
See, that's a ridiculous number.
Like, I'm not rushing out to get a Netflix. Like, I'm a boxing fan, but I'm not rushing out to get a Netflix account to watch this fight. I'm just not.
Well, I think that a lot of people will, because I truly believe, those that are in Gen Z, my generation, baby boomers, all that, who remember watching Tyson and seeing Tyson come back into the boxing ring, they want to watch that. And they do want to watch him knock Jake Paul
almost
out.
It'd be hard pressed for me to find a person that I even know, like over the age of 17, that doesn't have Netflix.
True. Yeah.
I got one right here.
Well, you're the guy. You're the fucking unicorn, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
Slim, join. Slim, get out of the 20th century and join the 21st.
Now, listen, I'm in the 21st. I'm just not paying for Netflix.
Well,
Like, I've had Netflix multiple times, but I've yet to pay for it.
Oh, okay. All right.
It costs like $13 a month, man.
Yeah, I'd say it's not. Yeah, it's
He said,
worth the
okay.
money. It is. It's worth the money.
Guess
Guys,
what?
I gotta go. I'm sorry.
No.
Get into a controversial argument again.
I have HBO Max because it's free.
You have HBO Max because it's free? How the hell do you get it free? Tell me.
Slim, tell us you're cheap without telling us you're cheap.
I mean,
Hey, I'll tell you, I'm cheap.
oh,
HBO Max
All right.
free. I want to know.
Oh, and the reason I have it, I get it because I have HBO on my DirecTV. I get
Yeah.
HBO Max for free.
Slim's one of these fuckers that steals the internet from his neighbor.
For HBO. I'm the same way.
Well, actually, I'm not because I get HBO for free through my AT&T account.
Gee, well, I got an AT&T account. What? You know what? I need to talk to you on the side sometime. See what the hell you're doing. All right.
Slim's like, why would I pay for internet when I can steal my neighbor's internet for free?
There you
Exactly.
go. There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. Have a good day, guys. Take care.
All right, see you later, Scott. That reminds me, I do have to go too, actually.
all right.
Okay.
I was just starting to have fun too. All right, Nate, go back to bed.
No. I had a great show, Pete.
All right, see you later, Nate. All right, VicTube, what you got going on? It's Monday. Nothing?
Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah.
So nothing.
Yeah.
All right, well, have fun doing nothing. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Okay, bye, Pete.
All right.
Bye, Slim.
All right, Slim.
Bye, Vic. Toodles.
Toodles. All right, yeah, that's going to do it for me, too. I appreciate all of you for tuning in today. Tonight, 10 o'clock p.m., the Lunch Money Show with me and your boy, Uncle Lou. We'll brag about all the money we won from the Gypsy and talk some other betting stuff as too, I'm sure. There is a couple of games on tonight, though. Where are we at here? These will be the two that we're keeping our eye on tonight. Indiana Pacers at the Knicks in the first game of that series. And then the big one at 10:10 p.m., the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. Go Wolves. And a lot of scoring, too. All right, have a great Monday. See you guys tonight at 10 p.m.